idea of how exhausting it is having such vast numbers of men quarreling over you year after year. Oh, divine beauty is such a burden. At least you've been spared that.
Are you going to take off your spirit robes?
We're all aware of your legendary modesty, Penelope. I'm sure if you were today, you'd keep your own robes on. But I do prefer to bathe without them. Even in the spirit.
That would seem to explain the unusually large crowd of spectators you've attracted.
But is it unusually large? I never do count them. I do feel that because so many of them died for me, well, because of me, surely I owe them something in return.
If only a peek into what they missed on earth.
Desire does not die with the body, only the ability to satisfy it. But a glimpse or two doesn't hurt them of the poor lambs.
So, you're washing their blood off your heads. I hadn't realized you were capable of guilt.
Tell me, little duck, are your own hands entirely free of blood?
We are the maids, the ones you failed, the ones you killed, the ones you killed.
Oh, goodbye, little cousin. Enjoy the asphodel.
By this time, there was an increasing amount of curiosity about me, as there was bound to be about the wife. Or was it the widow of such a famous man? If Odysseus were proved to have died, might I be open to other offers? The suitors did not appear on the scene right away. For the first 9 or 10 years of Odysseus' absence, we knew where he was. He was at Troy, and we knew he was still alive. So the suitors waited. They waited until hope had dwindled and was flickering out. First 5 came, then 10, then 50. The more there were, the more were attracted, each fearing to miss out on the perpetual feasting and the marriage lottery. They were like vultures when they spot a dead cow. First, one drops, and then another, until finally every vulture for miles around is tearing up the carcass. Excuse me, gentlemen.
Fair Penelope.
Beauteous Penelope, my knees melt at the sight of you. Penelope of the divine form, kindest and most sagacious of all women. Take pity on me, Queen Penelope, royal widow. You owe it to suffering mankind to choose a new king for your consort and put us out of our miserable suspense.
But Odysseus is alive. An oracle has said so.
The sea teems with marauding pirates. They're fond of attacking palaces,
Looting, stealing, carrying women off as slaves. It's not safe for a queen to be here all alone. A rich queen such as yourself without a king to protect her. Her and her son.
You wouldn't want anything to happen to him. Oh, look, here comes the little snot now.
Acts like he owns the place.
Daddy went to Troy. He didn't take his darling boy. He's never coming back again. We'll get your slaves and golden toys.
stop one of us from grabbing the cow and making off with it!
Oh, lads, that would be cheating. You remember our bargain. Whoever gets the prize gives out respectable gifts to the others. We're agreed, right? We're all in this together, do or die. You do. She dies because whoever wins has to fuck her to death. All right, boys.
Month by month, the pressure on me increased. What could I do to stop these aristocratic young thugs? They were at the age where they were all swagger, so attempts to reason with them, appeals to their generosity, and threats of retribution alike had no effect. Complaining to their parents did no good. Their families stood to gain by their behavior. And the men who might have stayed loyal to Odysseus had sailed off with him to Troy. Eurycleia was especially diligent in the reporting of malicious gossip, whether true or invented. Most probably she was trying to harden my heart against the suitors and their ardent pleas, so that I would remain faithful to the very last gasp. She was always Odysseus' biggest fan. Telemachus was growing up, and he was beginning to look at me in an odd way. He knew that if I stayed in Ithaca and married one of the suitors, that suitor would become king, and his stepfather. And being ordered around by a lad not much older than himself did not appeal. I knew it would do no good to try to expel my unwanted suitors or bar the palace doors against them. If I tried that, they'd turn really ugly and go on the rampage and snatch by force what they were attempting to win by persuasion. But I was the daughter of a naiad.
Behave like the water.
I told myself.
Don't try to oppose them. When they try to grasp you, slip through their fingers. Flow around them.
It is for this reason that I pretended to view their wooing favorably, first encouraging one and then another, and even sending them secret messages. Finally, a scheme occurred to me. I come to reassure you that your waiting is nearly over. Last night, the ghost of Odysseus appeared to me in a dream. I accept the sad fact that he is no longer among the living. His soul has fluttered down to Hades, and he roams the fields of Asphodel with all the other fallen heroes. I have one task I must complete before I select a husband. My father-in-law, Laertes, is an old man. It would be impious of me not to provide a costly winding sheet for him when he dies. So I will weave a royal shroud, or else incur the gods' anger. Once this sacred work is finished, I will speedily nominate a husband. Choosing will be difficult, since you all have so many extraordinary qualities. But choose I shall.
Fairest Penelope, we respect your pious and dutiful intention, and we will wait, although impatiently and burning with desire, until its completion, when one of us will be made the happiest man on earth.
I recruited 12 of my favorite maidservants, the youngest and most beautiful. They had been with me all their lives, born as slaves in the palace. I brought them up as playmates for Telemachus and trained them carefully in everything.
Melantho,
Tanis,
Curthia, Iole,
Selene,
Clytie, Selene, Zoe,
Alecto, Loris,
Bassiana, Narcissa.
Grieving, ever grieving, while the trees are bent.
am free to marry again and please a living man.
Shame on you, faithless mother.
Most diligent Penelope, we will retire so that you may weave ever more quickly, and so that our hearts do not break with longing for you.
Good evening, ma'am. Call me Penelope. Let's dispense with formalities. We're among friends.
I brought us some figs.
My favorite.
And some bread dipped honeycomb.
It's a midnight feast. I've brought us some wine.
Lock the door. No one must know we're here.
Breathing, breathing out and in, while our tangled web we spin. Moons above and gone the sun, pick the threads out one by one. Weaving, breathing, all deceiving, night undoes what day has done. Weaving, breathing, out and in, night and secrecy help us win. Never will finish what we've begun. When will dear Odysseus come?
That's enough for one night. What's news of the suitors?
The fat one is getting impatient. Antinous? Maybe he suspects something.
Melantho, I need you to distract him.
But how, ma'am?
You'll think of something. Stick close to the suitors. That way we'll always know their plans. You can say rude and disrespectful things about me and Telemachus or even Odysseus himself. That will make the illusion more convincing.
Queen Penelope is a very clumsy weaver.
I'm so proud of you girls. You're my most trusted eyes and ears. When Odysseus gets back, he'll be so very pleased with you all. For more than 3 years, we picked away at my weaving at the dead of night. And although we were permanently exhausted, these nights had a touch of festivity amongst them. We were such pleasant girls, full of energy, a little loud and giggly sometimes, as all maids are in youth. But it cheered me up to hear them talking, and to listen to their singing. They had such lovely voices, all of them. We shared stories as we worked away at our task of destruction. We told riddles. We made jokes. We became like sisters. And in the mornings, our eyes darkened by lack of sleep. We'd exchange smiles of complicity, and here and there a quick squeeze of the hand. Their yes ma'ams and no ma'ams hovered on the edge of laughter as if neither they nor I could take their servile behavior seriously. In retrospect, I can see that my actions were ill-considered and caused harm. But I was running out of time and becoming desperate, and I had to use every ruse and stratagem at my command.
Mother, why don't you put a stop to this? They're disgusting.
Your father isn't here, and what can I do? Now I must get back to my weaving.
Sluts and bloodsuckers, all of you. Just wait till my father gets home.
What was that?
What do you mean?
She looked at you funny.
The old bat's got a walleye, that's all.
I saw it. She looked at you funny.
She's taken a long time on that stupid shroud of hers, right, boys?
Right.
Queen Penelope is a very clumsy weaver. Oh yeah, what's she really up to? Nothing.
I'm going after her.
No! I mean, don't leave me by myself. I'll get lonely. Oh, Melantho, pretty cheeks. Not so fast! Let go! Off to
only rest we get is when we are at peace. We do not have to mop the floor and wipe away the grease. We are not chased round the hall and tumbled in the dirt by every greedy thug and lout who wants a slice of skirt. And when we sleep, we like to dream. We dream we are at sea. We sail the waves in golden boats, so happy, clean, and free. In dreams we all are beautiful, in glossy crimson dresses. We sleep with every man we love. We shower them with kisses. They fill our days with feasting. We fill their nights with song. We take them in our golden boats and drift the whole year long. And all is mirth and kindness. There are no tears of pain, for our decrees are merciful throughout our golden reign. When the morning wakes us up, once more we toil and slave, and hoist our skirts at their command for every prank and name. And when we sleep, we like to dream. We dream we are at sea. We sail the waves in golden boats, so happy, clean, and free. And dreams we all are beautiful, in glossy crimson dresses. We sleep with every man we love. We shower them with kisses.
Well, what could you expect? Hanging around them like that, tempting them, it's outrageous! Queen Penelope, you spoil these girls, you really do! You should hear what they say about you behind your back! They're all in cahoots with the suitors! They deserve a good whipping! That's what Odysseus would do!
Eurycleia, we need more water!
Yes, my lady.
Queen Penelope, you must tell her! Tell her it was by your orders! She hates us.
It's too dangerous. She's a terrible gossip, and the suitors will find out. Try to stand it until your master comes back.
My lady! Oh, my lady, bad news!
What is it? Is Odysseus
Penelope has taken one of the boats and has gone off in search of his father.
Oh, but he's so young. He's never sailed a boat. Oh, my poor boy. Now I'll die and I'll be completely alone. But he must have taken a boatload of supplies. How did he get the key to the storeroom? Eurycleia, tell me the truth. You helped him.
Oh dear, how could I refuse him? He made me promise not to tell you because he did not want you to fret. He's so headstrong. He's at the age when a young man needs to assert himself, just as my darling Odysseus did.
He's not as cunning as Odysseus.
Oh my dear, I didn't think of that. Now there's worse.
Worse?
I heard the suitors are planning to ambush him and murder him on his return.
Athene, give me strength.
Oh no, my dear, never you mind. It will turn out well because the gods are just and they do not want you to suffer. Now, I'll make you a comforting bedtime drink.
I didn't believe that the gods didn't want me to suffer. They all tease. I might as well have been a stray dog pelted with stones or with its tail set alight for their amusement. Not the fat and bones of animals, but our human suffering is what the gods like to savor. Sometimes, however, they relent. Oh, thank the gods you're safe! What were you thinking? You've got the brains of a newt. You're barely more than a child. You have no experience at commanding a ship. You could have been killed 50 times over, and then what would your father say?
I'm not a child. I'm a man. I know what I'm doing. I got back all right, didn't I?
More by good luck than good judgment. How dare you go off like that without even asking for permission?
I don't need your permission to take a boat that more or less belongs to me. It's part of my inheritance, though no thanks to you I have any inheritance left. Those suitors of yours are eating it all up, along with those slutty babes.
What on earth can I do? I have no control over them. You see how things are.
Someone in this family's got to show some backbone. My father would be proud I had the guts to go out and look for him, away from this pigsty and all of the weak-minded women who live in it.
How could you refer to your own mother as the women?
Oh, here it comes. You've no idea what I've been through for your sake. No woman should have to put up with this kind of suffering. I might as well kill myself. Euroclea! Euroclea, hurry up!
Telemachus, dear child, you're back.
Get one of the maids to run me a bath. I'm tired and I'm hungry too. Bring me some food.
Telemachus, manners!
Manners are for girls.
So did you discover anything about Odysseus on your little jaunt? And if so, could you possibly bear to share it with me?
Why would you care?
I'm his wife. Was there even the smallest? Was there any hint? Was there any news of Odysseus?
According to Menelaus.
You saw Menelaus.
According to Menelaus, my father is alive and well.
Oh, the gods be thanked!
But he can't get away. He's trapped on a tropical island.
Yes, the beautiful goddess who makes love to him night after night. I've heard those rumors before.
And of course I saw Helen.
Oh, yes, Helen.
She gave us a great dinner.
And how did Helen look?
Oh, beautiful as radiant Aphrodite. It was a real thrill to see her. She is everything she's cracked up to be.
But she must be getting a little older by now, surely.
Not that you could tell, no.
Well, anyway, I'm glad the suitors didn't murder you.
Actually, Helen did look quite old. Way older than you. All wrinkly, worn out, like an old mushroom. And her teeth are yellow. Actually, some of them have fallen out. It was only after I had a lot to drink that she looked beautiful.
Thank you, my son. Good night. My dear squirrels, I'm so sorry. They're pigs, all of them. When Odysseus gets back, I'll make sure he knows everything. I'll tell him the whole story of your loyalty to me, and you'll be rewarded. I'll tell him how you helped me, how you've been like daughters to me.
Caught you now!
Thought you were so clever. You lied. You cheated. You deceived us.
Now you must choose.
Now began the worst period of my ordeal. I cried so much that I thought I would turn into a river or a fountain as in the old tales. Oh, Pallas Athene, goddess of ingenuity and friend of my Odysseus, despair overwhelms me. I beg of you on my knees, I implore you, show me a plan to defeat the suitors, or else send me a sign that Odysseus is on his way back to my adoring arms. But still Odysseus did not come. The gods kept me in suspense. I think they pull a lot of their pranks because they're bored. Which prayer shall we answer today, they ask one another. Let's cast dice. Hope here, despair there, and let's destroy the life of that woman down there by having sex with her in the form of a crayfish. Not the fat and bones of sacrificed animals, but our human suffering is what the gods love to savor. That is what I often thought in my darker moments.
Here's your comforting bedtime drink, my child. Try to sleep.
When I sleep, I have bad dreams.
There, my child. You worry too much. Drink this, and may the gods send you better visions.
Remember this. Water does not resist. Water always goes where it wants to go, and nothing in the end can stand against it. Water is patient. Dripping water wears away a stone. Remember that, my child. Remember you are half water. If you can't go through an obstacle, go around it. Water does.
The sultan's cattle they forged into the ground. We all perished for a captain to each land on the isle of the goddess Calypso.
After 7 long years there of kissing and woo, he escaped on a raft and was drove to and fro to for Narcissa's maids that the laundry did do. Found him there on the beach he did drown.
Then he told his adventures and laid to his store great disasters and sufferings galore. One can tell what the fates have in store. Not Odysseus, that master disguiser.
So to our captain, where'er he may be, whether walking the earth or adrift on the sea, or is now down in Hades, unlike all of we, and we leave you not any the wiser. So to our captain, where'er he may be, whether walking the earth or adrift on the sea, or is now down in Hades, unlike all of we, and we leave you not any the wiser. Ha!
Who's to say that prayers have any effect? On the other hand, who's to say they don't? 20 years of my prayers had gone unanswered. But finally, not this one. No sooner had I performed the familiar shedding of tears than Odysseus himself shambled into the courtyard.
Is this the palace of the renowned Odysseus, of Trojan horse fame, master of deceiving tricks and well known for his hospitality to strangers? Who wants to know? A worthy aristocrat, whom the fates have deprived of his rightful inheritance, now driven to travel the seas as an outcast.
You look more like a dirty old beggar to me. You should piss off out of here before one of the queen's suitors sees you. They'll beat you up.
And you'll help them, you faithless whores. Sir, in your travels, have you heard any news of my father, Odysseus?
Your father was Odysseus? Your Prince Telemachus? Then I can tell you Odysseus is alive.
Alive! Him? Not likely. I hope he's rotting in Hades. Son up, you dumb shit! If you're still here when I get back, I will bash your brains in. And as for you, pipsqueak, run off to your mummy.
Daddy went to Troy. He didn't take his darling boy. He's never coming back again. We'll get your slaves and golden toys. Daddy went to Troy.
Singing a different tune when my father gets back.
My son, I am back. What? I'm your father. But you look so... It's a disguise. Don't tell your mother. She'll give me away. But I need your help. Quick, go. Count the weapons in the storeroom.
Sir, I'm not fully mistress in my own home, but I can still respect the laws of hospitality. We will dine together.
But dear child, she's only a dirty...
Do as I say.
Admired queen, the songs tell of your faithfulness to your absent husband, of your many trials, and of your clever trick with the
tell the suitors that I will marry whoever among them can string the great bow of Odysseus and shoot an arrow through 12 round accents.
Are any of them skilled enough to do that?
Only Odysseus himself could perform such a feat.
Then it is a good plan. Odysseus will approve.
You truly believe he's still alive?
I know it.
Oh, sir, you give me hope. I've been so alone all these years, and I've had such bad dreams.
Every dream is a hidden door.
A door to the heart?
Yes.
And you can always open it. I dream I have this flock of beautiful, lovely white geese, of which I am very, very fond. They're happily pecking around the yard when all of a sudden a great eagle with a crooked beak swoops down and kills them all. And then I wake up in tears.
The eagle is your husband, Odysseus, who will soon return to slay the suitors.
But if the geese are the suitors, why do their deaths make me sad?
My lady, it's very late.
Yes, make up the best bed of fleece you have for our visitor and wash his feet.
His feet! Oh, but madam, they're so dirty.
All the more reason to wash them.
I'm pleased you've chosen such an old slave for this task, rather than a young and beautiful one who would scorn my poor battered feet. These feet have traveled many weary miles.
Many was the time I washed the feet of my dear master Odysseus. That was over 20 years ago now. I'd recognize those feet anywhere. How firm and shapely they were. And he had a long scar on his thigh made by a wild boar right about here. Oh, sweet master, you're dead!
May the gods forgive me for this little joke I played on Euryclea. Of course I recognized Odysseus at once. How could I have mistaken those short legs? But I didn't let on because it's always an imprudence to step between a man and the reflection of his own cleverness. Till tomorrow, when I shall bring out the great bow of Odysseus.
I'll fetch your bedtime drink, my lady.
Make sure she sleeps very soundly, and lock her in the women's quarters. She's too tender-hearted for bloodshed.
Tomorrow, I'd be able to tell my 12 maids who he really was. In the meantime, I knew they'd faithfully continue their rudeness to Telemachus and join the suitors in their insults. What a joy it would be to me when at last I could tell Odysseus that my girls had been acting in his interests all along.
Penelope, who will make the first attempt.
This will be easy. You're right. All right, Noah.
Don't choke.
See how it's done. Yeah, right.
May I try? Odysseus could ever do that, the old fart must have cheated.
Odysseus.
Yes, Odysseus. Now we'll see who's master in this house. Kill him!
Oh, where are my talk mates? I must tell them that at last their ordeal maids? Dear gods, which maids did they hang?
Oh, mistress, dear child, he wanted to kill them all. I had to choose some, otherwise all would have perished.
Which ones?
Only 12.
12.
The ones who'd been rude. The ones who used to thump their noses at me. Malongo of the pretty cheeks and her cronies, that lot. They were notorious whores.
The ones who've been raped. The youngest and most beautiful. My eyes and ears among the suitors. My helpers during the long nights of the shroud. My snow-white geese. My thrushes. My doves.
The suitors fancied them. They let it go to their heads. It wouldn't have done for King Odysseus to have such tarnished girls to continue to work in the palace. He could never have trusted them. Now come, dear child. Your husband is waiting to see you.
As you left it, whittled from an olive tree with its living roots still in the ground, so no one would ever be able to move it.
That was our secret. No one else knew. So it really is you then.
I'm not the young man I once was, nor I the same young girl. So much time gone. So much blood spilled. No need to cry. I'm home now.
And so we climbed into the very same bed where we had spent so many happy hours together when we were first married. I'm glad it was dark by then, as in the shadows we both appeared, less wizened than we were. But I couldn't hold back my tears. Odysseus believed they were all for him. He told me how much he'd missed me, and how he'd been filled with longing for me, even when enfolded in the white arms of immortal goddesses. And I told him how very many tears I'd shed while waiting 20 years for his return, and how tediously faithful I'd been, and how I would have never even thought of betraying his great big bed with its enormous bedpost by sleeping in it with any other man. and shameless liars of long standing. It's a wonder either one of us believed a word the other said. But we did. Or so we told each other. I suppose you know the rules. If we wish to, we can get ourselves reborn and have another try at life. But first, we must drink from the waters of forgetfulness so that our past lives will be wiped from our memories. But who's to say that my next life wouldn't be even worse? Even from here, I can see that the world is just as dangerous as it was in my day. Misery and suffering have not disappeared. If anything, they're even worse. None of this stops Odysseus. He'll drop in down here for a while. He'll act pleased to see me. He'll tell me that home life with me was all he ever really wanted. We'll take a peaceful stroll, snack on some asphodel, tell the old stories. And then, just when I'm starting to relax, when I'm feeling that I can forgive him for all he put me through and accept him with all his faults, when I'm starting to believe that this time he really means it, off he goes again, making a beeline for the river Lethe to be born again and to have more life-threatening adventures. He does mean what he tells me. He really does. He tells me that he wants to be with me. He weeps when he says it. But then some force tears us apart. It's the babes. He sees them in the distance heading our way. They make him nervous. They cause him pain. They make him want to be anywhere and anyone else. Why can't you leave him alone? Hasn't he done enough? He atoned for the blood, he said the prayers, he got himself purified. What more do you want from him? What more do you want from me? Just tell me.
We had no voice, we had no name, we had no choice, we had one face the same. We took the blame, it was not fair, but now we're here, we're all here to the same as you. We are the maids, the ones you failed, the ones you killed, the ones you killed.
They never talk to me down here. They never stay. I hold up my arms to them, my doves, my loveliest ones. But they only run away. Run isn't quite accurate. Their legs don't move. Their still twitching feet don't touch the ground.